Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish.
This is
The Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish.
There's something growing in here, and it's too much eggs. I haven't checked the coop for eggs in like it's legit been like since Christmas, and so we have.
I've checked them since then.
Oh well, we have two. Oh no, this one's mostly empty. Okay, well
I
we
think
have.
it's because I've been giving them all those tomatoes.
Yeah, it could be. They're all healthy now. I aspire to be like our chickens on
Me
a
too.
consistent diet. Sometimes
There's some real
they get
fit girls.
Yeah, like a treat of vegetables, but they're also real angry and they like to fight each other. So that's
They're not much different.
Yeah, that's true. All right, that's basically the same. Guys, we have a new guest on the podcast.
Hi.
Maybe you've heard of her. She hails from over the mountains. I frequently yell about how terrible she is every day. Not really.
But you love it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to start shit right away because you know how drama gets the listens. I don't know, guys. Alicia's here. She's gonna
Hi, guys.
say words. All right, now take it for the next hour.
Where do I start?
So let's see. I mean, usually, I don't like. There's nothing to plug or talk about. You're not like a comedian, so which is good. Even when I have comedians on, there ain't shit to talk about because we've been in a pandemic for a year.
Right.
But yeah, so this is how it goes.
Uh-huh.
You have to hear yourself, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
And then eventually an hour passes. You make a lot of weird noises. You say some shit. Frodo interrupts like a bunch. He just heard his name, and he is very excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into it. Over the past week, I don't know. I think last week I was talking about how I made bracelets. I started.
Yeah,
doing
you've
bead
been making
things,
candy.
but I'm like, well, I've made one, and that was the experience, and I'm done. Like
you're over it now?
I don't know what else to make, other than another pattern of beads in a sequence.
Yeah. That's pretty much how you candy.
Yeah,
you just keep putting them together until you make a bracelet, and then you're like, oh my god, I made a bracelet. I've seen some really nasty ones. Like they look really gross. And I'm like, well, I mean, that person put a lot of passion into it, so there's got to be love there. Every gem is
ugly.
pretty.
This one's ugly, so it has to be cool.
Yeah.
That's the same thing you said about me.
I said no such thing.
Yeah, it's a lie.
You're incredibly handsome.
Aw.
Ew.
This is exactly who I needed on the podcast. This is what I need. No, it's okay. You can just keep telling everyone how awesome I am. It's fine. So aside from beads, there's literally not much new.
Yeah.
We haven't done shit. That's why I didn't do the podcast yesterday when I was supposed to, because I didn't have shit to talk about, and I couldn't even fake it yesterday.
You got very distracted.
Actually,
you probably forced yourself to get distracted.
It was a slight self-sabotage, but also I was distracted on a much more fun project.
That's true.
Which is now no longer a surprise because I was spending all day yesterday on the Airbnb app finding cool places that we could escape to for her birthday, which is the beginning of March, because last year I had a fucking show. Mm-hmm. We had a whole party thing planned because it was the big 30, and so there was a whole plan. This year,
COVID.
Everything has gone terribly wrong. So we don't want to be let's have a big blowout party.
Yeah. 31's not important anyways.
Yeah. No one likes you when you're 31. Blink-182 said it.
Yep.
Probably.
It must be true. Hail the gods.
Yeah. Really? Don't they always say, because really every birthday after 21, it's
I don't know. 25 was a lot of fun.
That's true. The way I thought of it is 21 matters.
Yeah.
22 doesn't. 23 matters because of both Jimmy Eat World and Blink-182.
That's true.
And then 25 matters because then I was allowed to rent a car without there being a penalty against
I thought that
me.
was 24.
Maybe. And
25 is just a quarter century.
My insurance went down, but then I also lost my...
You're also a boy.
Yeah, I was no longer allowed to be on my parents' health insurance at 25, so 26. I had to be a real adult. I just assumed it all happened in my mid-20s. I don't remember anymore.
Okay, well, those are the numbers.
You did it. And then like 30 matters because that's a big one. 35 matters because you can run for president. And then basically every year after that, only every 5 years matters. But that's fine because 5 years passes like 1 year used to. So
I don't know. For me, I'm just excited about birthdays. Like every birthday is an important birthday because it's my birthday. Well, your birthday is important too, but that's it.
no, I keep forgetting I even had a whole year happen.
Since your birthday
Yeah.
or since my birthday?
Well, yeah, since your birthday, basically.
Yeah.
Because it was like a bunch of fun things were happening, and then March shit the bed, and then now we're in the next year. And it's all gone. It's all gone from my brain.
I mean, you can't forget about your horrible birthday.
No, I can. It's really easy. I just blinked it right out of my brain. There's probably
I'll never forget.
There's probably a podcast about it. Everyone feel free to go back into the archive. I have erased most of this last year from my brain. You're welcome. It's all gone.
It's not that bad. There was out of that weekend one good day.
Yeah, all together there was one solid 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when we're just staring up at the stars.
Cat in a box.
Oh yeah, Butters has really taken to this like Costco. What is it? A box for natural
Pork and
grain-
chicken sausage
pork and
recipe.
chicken sausage recipe. It must be like some kind of animal food. Because no one says pork and sausage recipe, and it is something
Grain free.
that's definitely for animals.
100% natural dog treats.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. It's a dog treat
Maybe
box.
he likes it because it smells like food.
Probably because it just smells like fucking
Yeah,
pork
and he's a fat
pork
ass,
and
so.
sausage. Yeah, that cat is the fattest piece of shit.
I wonder what would happen if we flipped the box upside down. Would he still want to go in
I
it?
think he would go into it like a little clamshell. Yeah, he does that. Well, even when we open the legs on the couch, he tries to go up underneath the couch.
Who opens the couch?
Austin was doing it earlier, and then Butters got like all the way under there, and he was like, "Never mind." And he
Yeah,
had to
no,
close
that's a
it.
terrible idea. He's like a ferret. He's just going to burrow in there and never come out.
Frodo, what are you doing, you little idiot? Do you want to howl onto the podcast again? Come on, you can do it.
He did a little... That is everybody's favorite trick. He's so talented.
Okay, go lay down. Good boy.
My
Hi.
favorite is when anyone, or mostly you, plays the guitar and he starts singing.
Oh yeah,
That is my absolute favorite
he
thing.
very much enjoys it.
And anytime anyone comes over, I feel like that needs to be one of the showcases of talents that my dog has.
Oh, you know what? Another thing did
When
happen in
he's
the last
talented,
week.
he's my dog.
Another thing did happen in the last week that I think would help when we have people over, and then I immediately start playing guitar so that a dog can howl.
Mm-hmm.
We immediately turn the lights into colors.
Yeah,
I bought LED bulbs, guys.
they're amazing.
So, like, okay, this is the saga of LED bulbs. I bought some, like, it was like one of the Amazon Best Choice brands for light bulbs. Because I wanted light bulbs in my living room that could like sync to music and turn different colors and be cool. And I wanted to be able to like control it from my phone without having to have like a hub, like a Google Home or an Alexa or something. So I bought the lights, I installed them, and they didn't do any of the shit that I thought they did. Like, they changed different colors, and you could set them to like, ooh, softly shift between these colors, but it's not to anything. And that was it. Like, I could have them be constantly changing colors, but it wasn't what I wanted, which is music set ones, so we could have like living room raves. But then,
We just want a mini in-house rave.
yeah, and so I was disappointed. So I then took those bulbs out and just put them in our room because fucking that would be cool to have, just
Yeah.
like
And I
randomly shifting
love it.
colors.
I love it.
It is really nice.
The setting that you put it on last night and this morning, perfect.
Just like the nice like light blue, and then it slowly shifts to other
the
colors.
pink and purple.
Very relaxing.
Very relaxing. And then this morning when it was like a little bit of yellow and green up in there, it was very like
Helped us wake up.
wake up, but not like die.
Yeah, it's like wake up, but take your time and like take a breath.
Yeah, because the first very bright lights was just hell. I could not.
Yeah.
I did not know.
I even dimmed them down to 40%, and it was still like daggers in my eyes. Point is though, like those lights are cool, but they weren't what I wanted. So
Yeah.
I then bought like GE brand, like legit like colored LED bulbs, and I thought, okay, this is like an expensive name brand.
You were wrong.
They should have like a team of fucking engineers ready to go to whatever whim I want light bulbs to be set to. And let's remember, we are now in 2021. A C-Lab has been built and destroyed every day for the past 17 days, or whatever day it is. You know, like we saw like guns that can track animals with a little like thing and a Bluetooth
That
to
was
your
really
phone.
cool.
Like technology's fucking insane. Like if you even just think about it, I'm recording in my house on better equipment than the Beatles had for all of their albums combined. Okay? But for some reason, I can't make a light bulb change to blue when I do this. And it just fucking doesn't. Like, I can't buy that easily. What the fuck?
And the fact that it was a name brand.
Yeah. Like, okay, legit, like a pack of these 2 bulbs was $68.
What?
Exactly. So I was like, obviously this one will have all the features, and it had even less features than the cheap, shitty ones that I'd never heard of. They didn't even change colors consistently.
You had to keep doing it on your phone.
I had to keep doing it solo, and then you could only individually change each light bulb as you went. You couldn't set them to constantly change themselves automatically. So I was so pissed off. I immediately put them back in the box and just put the old light bulbs in.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck these light
No
bulbs.
color.
I'm sending them back. And they're still sitting on my printer, like waiting for me to take them to UPS to be like, send these back to Amazon and tell them they failed.
I closed a couple of days, so
Yeah.
I'll be able to take them back then.
Yeah, and then so then I specifically like went into Google and I was like, light bulbs to music. What? How? Just fucking, you know what I want. I know it can happen. Just fucking tell me. And they finally like directed me to these bulbs, which was like another brand I haven't heard of, but it was like on Prime. It was an Amazon bestseller one, and then they specifically said like, yes, can be set to music in a scene. And I was like, okay, this one has to work. And so I got it. And when I first got them set up, I could only set one light bulb at a time to music.
I remember you were getting so frustrated.
Yes. So I was
You were
sitting,
like, not
I was
again.
sitting on the couch for 20 minutes, like, strike 3, I'm fucking out. I will not, like, I can't. And I'm just sitting there pressing buttons on my phone, like, you better fucking work. And each one, it was like I'd get one of the 4 light bulbs to start pulsating to music, and then the other ones would just be a static color,
Yeah.
and then it would get another one to start pulsing to music, and I was getting so fucking mad.
You're mad right now just talking about it.
It gets me. But then finally, I was able to get into the app, and I had to create, like, it was a little weird how to get to it, but I created a scene. I put the specific brand of lights in a grouping together, and then I was able to then say this brand of light bulb in this grouping set to microphone, which is then like they listen to the sound of the room. It even like sets off if you talk and yell at the light bulbs, it'll change the colors to the volume of that. But you know, most of the time the music will be louder
Yeah,
for everyone except for me, because I will be yelling directly where the light bulbs can hear me.
that's true.
But I'll just try not to do that, or I'll just be singing along to the music. But
You just stand over there in the corner where there are no lights, and then we'll be fine.
yeah,
You're just gonna turn around and put
I'll
your
just be
face
the
in that corner.
chauffeur, and then you can just be raving in the corner with your balls of
Well,
light.
I'm not gonna be raving in the corner. You're gonna be in the
I'll
corner.
be in the corner raving by myself.
I'm gonna be
Center living room.
spread out
Yeah.
with all my light toys, just having a good time.
But the point is I finally fucking did it. I have light bulbs that I can set to music in my living room like
Good
a
job.
goddamn adult. I was so mad. I still get worked up thinking about it. I was like, GE is a probably billion-dollar brand that has been around since the turn of last century, and they can't fucking make a light bulb that goes boop boop when I say a fucking noise? They should have light bulbs that sync directly to Spotify and then put that mixture into my fucking bloodstream somehow.
Yeah.
And they don't. I don't know why. I'm assuming that's why their stock is only $17 and Tesla's like fucking 700. So
Okay.
like,
So we need to look for Tesla lights.
oh god. You know, I would love if there were light bulbs that were, you know, like the Edison bulbs for hipsters, but like the opposite, where it's just like a Tesla coil and a light bulb. I think that's just those plasma balls that you can buy at like a Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want a house full of those. Just a tactile wall. Schnozberries taste like schnoz. Did you know schnozberries is slang for dick?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was like a.
That's one of my favorite sayings.
Yeah,
so
it was
kind of weird.
It was a crude sex joke put in as a fun thing, and then nobody caught on, and it became a famous thing from that movie. And then we all just have to reckon with the fact that we were just saying like, "This wall tastes like dick," and like happily as children.
I say it at work all the time.
Perfect. That I feel like that doesn't change the vibe at all.
Nope.
Oh shit. So yeah, I guess I did have one thing to talk about, and it was light bulbs. And now my fucking heart rate's up. Let's see. I got. What do I got in here? Let's see what it says.
Fuck, I still forgot my Fitbit. It's still new to me. I don't even know how to wear it.
My heart rate is 93 right now. I didn't get up to like hundreds, which I have. I've gotten worked up at work yelling about shit.
Yeah. You're very passionate.
And then it'll be like boop boop, like ooh, good workout. I was like, oh shit. I was just yelling. I was just yelling about how much I hate Coachella or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like
well, Coachella's dumb.
It was so hard. It was so hard not to yell at everyone about being like, Coachella is run by a piece of shit, and it has a whole network of pieces of shit, and all they're doing is profiting off of other rich pieces of shit to make an exclusive club, and again, it's just more elitism. And then I was like, and before I knew it, I'd spent 2 hours at work yelling about how shitty most music festivals are.
I feel like EDC is going that way too, because like, I don't know. The first one I went to, lots of fun, met a lot of really cool people. As the kids say, the vibes are good, man.
It happens fast.
But then like 4 years later, I go again and everyone's a piece of shit. And I was just like, man, this has really gone mainstream and everybody fucking sucks now.
Yeah.
Like, just take my candy. You're always supposed to take candy from a stranger. Candy are bracelets.
Like, I didn't hear about EDC until 2017.
And it was already shit by then.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's when it was just like, because I was in Vegas and I saw that you could get an Uber helicopter out to EDC, and I was like, okay, that place is for assholes then. Any place that you can Uber a helicopter to, you're probably a dick. Like, that's why, like, I really liked Riot Fest, but it suffered from the same disease of, like, it got real popular, so they started trying to have bigger and bigger acts, and soon enough, I'm like, this isn't, like, a fun little punk festival anymore. Like, you literally, you have Cheap Trick and Wu-Tang on here. Like, not to shit on those two bands, they're amazing at what they do, but, like, this is a punk rock festival. I'm sure there's plenty of people who will enjoy these, but also, like, I fucking came here to watch Gwar for the 4th time. Ugh. You know? Like, I want to get sprayed with blood, and and I just want to fucking, like, eat a bucket of cheesy French fries, and then go hang out with a ska band from New Jersey that no one's heard of. You know? Like, that was my shit. I went there once, and there was a band from Chicago called, I think it's Mutts. I have like 3 of their records, and I still fucking forget about them sometimes. But it was it's a trio, and one of them like a piano player, and because Riot Fest is Chicago, like Mutts was on the festival, and they were on like the tiniest stage in this weird corner, and there was only like 40 of us standing around. Yeah. But it was so dope. They did a couple. I think they only did 1 or 2 Beastie Boys covers, but they were still doing it in like their drunken jazzy piano shit. And the bassist was playing like a stand-up acoustic bass, but through like a distorted amp situation, and it was dope. And then the next year, they were not on it. I guess it was 2 years after, because I skipped the one in between to go see Steam Powered Giraffe. Worst idea.
What?
It was an amazing show, and I don't regret going at all. I regret going when I did, because I missed Bad Religion and Blink-182.
Oh, yeah.
And that was one of Blink-182's last tours around before they kicked out Tom.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, that was my last chance to like go see them as they were.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I don't know. I went to a lot of Warped Tours, and I loved them for the 6 years that I was going consistently. And then, like, I don't know, 5 years later I went, and it was so different. The vibe was different. The people were different. And then I went to their quote-unquote last one, because it's now Warped Forever.
Yeah.
And, like, it was cool. I got real drunk, but it wasn't Warped Tour. What are you doing in the kitchen?
Be a dog.
Ugh.
Get out of the kitchen.
Get out of the kitchen.
Now you're going back in the kitchen.
Get out of the kitchen.
I'm on fire. For those of you who don't understand any of the words we just said, we like to yell at Frodo, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?"
Because it scares him.
Yeah, because one, it scares him when we're yelling at all. But also it's very funny because in the books of Harry Potter, Dumbledore doesn't yell.
He says it
Yeah, it
calmly.
literally says, like, "Did you put your name in the
Says it
Goblet of Fire?" He
calmly.
said calmly. But in the movie, he, like, busts into the hall and he, like, grabs Harry's shoulder and just yells in his face, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" And we're like, what? This got too intense so
Anytime I
quickly.
have to yell at someone, I'm saying that because it's, they usually don't understand because they're dumb. And
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anywho.
Speaking of Warped Tour, I only went once, way too late.
I thought you said you never went.
I went once in 2015.
Oh, so you didn't really go. I'm
No.
just kidding.
No, it's true. Like, I went only because my buddies in Noise Brigade were like in the same city. I don't think they were they? I don't think they were playing. They were there to see Seaway because they knew the dudes in that band and they were playing. But yeah, like, I had never been to a Warped Tour. Me and my dad were on our big, like, drive through the whole country, and we, like, happened to be going through the Portland area right as Warped Tour was going to be there. And I had friends in the area, so I was like, I need to go.
Yeah.
You know, because I had spent all my previous times in places where the Warped Tour was not, like South Dakota
Yeah.
or Alaska, which, again, if we're talking about Noise Brigade, which, funny enough, they were just tweeting that, not they, but one of them was, and they were basically one of the reasons that, like, Warped Tour even cared about Alaska.
I didn't even know they went to Alaska.
They didn't really, like,
It was like once every 5 years.
But what happened was, like, way back in the day when it was, like, mid 2000s, Warped Tour was doing, like, weird splinter off things. Like, it started off with them doing a battle of the bands in the area to then bring bands down for, like, just the Washington and Portland, like, small little thing of shows along the Pacific Northwest and California. And then they would do shows with some of the really small bands. And for me, when they did it, it was a band called Sedera, who was most of the members of an old pop punk band called Longfellow. And Sedera, they were decent enough guys. And then a band called Far From Finished, who I feel like me and 3 other people in the world are the only people that care about that band ever existing, but they're also now defunct. And so it was cool for me because I got to play in front of the, like, founder of Warped Tour, and he didn't say we were terrible, which is really all you can ask for at, like, 16.
Yeah.
And then we got to play the after show with those 2 bands I was just talking about. And then after that, it took a couple years of, like, of people trying to build up the Alaska scene more, but it was already kind of going. And then they finally, like, got Warped Tour to, it wasn't like an official, god damn it, buddy, just jumped right into that Costco box. It wasn't like an official stop, and again, this is all only, like, secondhand. I was living in South Dakota,
Yeah.
just jazzed that Alaska was getting anything, finally. But, like, they legit brought, like a third of the bands, or some bands that, like, weren't on the regular tour but, like, still could go up there, and they, like, brought them up there and, like,
I don't
did,
understand
like,
why
a legit
anyone
Warped
wouldn't
Tour
want
thing.
to play up there.
Exactly, like, it would be a cool.
It's a great vacation, and you get to play for people who love you.
Yeah, and
who
it's-
never get to see anybody.
And it's during the summer when the sun is always out, so you don't
Yeah.
have to fucking, like, cut it off ever. It's never
Yeah.
going dark, you know. And so, like,
That's why Warped Tour went out of business.
because they had to
They
pay
never
for all
went to
the
Alaska?
No, I thought it was because they had to pay all the tickets for people to start going to Alaska, and then so yeah. I love talking about how big the Alaska scene got after I left.
Yeah, how unfortunate.
But it's mostly just because of the work that, I mean, I honestly just credit Noise Brigade solely. Like, I love
Yeah.
those dudes, and also they were the only reason anyone should have cared about any kind of rock music in Alaska
Yeah.
for, like, the better part of half a decade, you know? Like, they got to open for The Offspring when they went up there.
that's cool.
Yeah, like, it's fucking dank. So, like, I'm so proud of my boys. And I can't wait for all the COVID shit to be done so that, like, I can catch them again.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think they've been out here two times. Because I played with them. I got them a show at 3rd Street, and it was, like, the second... maybe it was the first show. It was either the first or second show that Sad Giants had ever done. Mm-hmm. But I was like, we've been practicing, and I just wanted to get the fuck out there, and so I got us some time at 3rd Street, and that was real nice. And then they came back again, touring through with a different band from their label, and that was super dank. And I hopped on that show too, and that was over at Shays, which is, I think Shays is one of the only bars that's still alive in Reno through all of COVID. Though sadly, the promoter that I like and them no longer have a good relationship, so I don't think I'm getting booked at Shays anymore. And not that I want to, because it was kind of a Nazi bar, you know?
Ew.
Like, it wasn't like they weren't Nazis, but they catered to like rough and tumble biker people and then didn't
People
do
who
anything
look like
about the
were
Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when you cater to a certain clientele and then don't say, hey, you guys are welcome, just not the Nazis. Like, don't be Nazis here.
Yeah.
When you don't make that clear, then a bunch of Nazis show up to your bar and are fucking dicks. So, you know, like, I'm glad Shays is still going, but I'm not that glad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to root for their downfall. They were good to me, but also, I could take it or leave it. Pretty much every other place that I've played is gone now.
Yeah.
Aside from Holland Project. They're the last one. They're an all-ages venue here in town.
Right. I remember.
And they...
That's where you had your show for my birthday.
Yeah, that's the only
Technically, it was
show you got to
Austin's
see.
birthday, but
That's true. It was the day.
It was my
the
birthday.
right before.
it's my birthday weekend.
But yeah, Holland Project and Shays are the only two places I can think of that are left. Saints gone. Yeah, fuck. Well, music is
Fucking
sad.
COVID.
Yeah, music's gonna be
Way
real
to
sad.
go.
And the worst part is it's going to be hell for like tiny bands at this point, because even when we're allowed to do shows again, it's just going to be stacked bills of bands that have been wanting to get out there. Like I was listening to one of the podcasts, the people I like, and the band Off With Their Heads, which is not a small punk band, but they aren't like, you know, like mainstream famous. But they were talking about possibly getting on tour with the Menzingers, which like, if the Menzingers and Off With Their Heads tour together, like, there's no hope for any other punk band in whatever city they're in that or even in that region, because like that's a stacked fucking bill. It was like when Bad Religion took Against Me on tour. It's like,
Yeah.
good luck having anybody else try to play near that city, because that's a fucking show right there. So like, it's just gonna be those kinds of shows.
Did you give that cat catnip? He is.
Nah, he's just on
wild
one. He's just
right
fucking
now.
on one. He better not unplug all the fucking electronics.
Oh, he's gonna. He's gonna knock everything down and unplug it, and then he's gonna go in through and break everything.
That's fine. I just been talking shit this whole podcast about dumb stuff. Anyway, what's new with you?
Oh, not much. Not much. I just work a lot. That's pretty much it.
Dude,
I was
same.
told I was told I can't do my arts and crafts anymore, which is my self-care.
Got that carpal
So
tunnel.
I'm freaking out a little bit, and I need to find a new life.
Yeah, hey, you know, like that's what podcasting's for. I don't have to do anything with my hands when I podcast, except
That's
the
true.
gesturing that I do.
Yeah. My hand's actually feeling really good today. Go figure. The day I go and see a doctor, it's totally fine.
Yeah, when you said it only felt like a 5 on the scale of badness, I was like, yo, what?
But I also, like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not a pussy and I can actually take pain and it's not really that bad. But it's also a consistent pain. So it's like if you're in so much pain all the time, is it really painful? Technically, yes, but I'm used to it, so no.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I've started talking to doctors like I'm myself when I go, or like they're me. So I explain it to I explain my pain to them exactly how I understand it, and then they go like, oh. Like, especially when it has to do with my back stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, it's, like, every day it hurts. So, like, eventually I'm just like, yeah, my back sucks. But, like, when I go to a doctor, I'm like, it's like I have several baseballs in and around my rib cage at any given point during the day, and they never go
Yeah.
away. And then they're like, "Oh, fuck, that's bad."
I can actually hold a pen today and not be in pain. So that's an improvement.
Yeah, so like I like whenever they give me like a scale of 1 to 10, I usually give them like a high middle number. I'm like, it's a 7, but here's the explanation because
Yeah.
I can't contextualize it for you with just a number.
Yeah.
It's
Like
terrible.
that's one thing that I really hate. Like on the paper, where it was saying what kind of pain and how often your pain is, it's like numbness, sharpness, burning, or
Tingling. Yep.
And it's like, yeah, my hands are numb and tingly, yes. And then when I'm doing certain things, they are burning pains. And then I get sharp little stabs up my arm when I do other things. So it's like, do I just mark all of it? Because
Yup.
technically all of it happens. It's just not all at the same time. And it's just not all consistent all the time. You know? I don't know. I don't know.
Yep.
It's like, is my hand usable? No, not really. But can I use it? I'm going to because it's my hand and I need it.
Yeah, that's one thing that like I used to talk to doctors like they were an authority, and I've realized after much trial and error that doctors have fucking no idea what
No idea.
and that's the thing. So like I talk to them like I'm diagnosing myself and I need them to agree. I'm just like,
That's
okay,
a good way to take
yeah,
it.
I'm like, here's the things that are wrong with me. Here's what I think it might be. Here's the factors in my life that lead to it. What can you do for me?
Right. And I don't think she understood the severity of how long and how often I cook.
Yeah,
You know, like I tried explaining it to her and she just was not listening. And it was really frustrating. And so then when we go and do that thing in March, like halfway through March is my appointment to find out whether or not I need surgery on my freaking hand. Like, are you kidding me?
Yep, you just gotta
Lady,
keep working.
I need you to give me a note right now telling me that I cannot cook. Because if I continue to cook, I'm going to lose everything. You're dumb.
That's doctors. Doctors are only really smart at one thing usually, so you have to really lead them. I think that's because, I've only learned all this from the past 3 years because I've now dealt with a lot of engineers who are, on paper, very smart people. And then you talk to them and you're like, you have Cheeto dust on your fingers right now. like, are you a child? You are a child.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think of the same thing of doctors. I'm like, oh, you're proud, you have a specialty in this one thing, and
You have Cheeto hands, but we can't see it because you're wearing gloves.
yeah, it's like they don't know, and even if you have something else wrong with you, they're not going to be able to contextualize it in any other way.
Yeah.
So I just I can't. I got in trouble because of that, because I just kept booking specialists by myself. I would look up the office, call them, and be like, I need this done. And then I would go to them, and they'd be like, who referred you? I was like, nobody. And they'd be like, you gotta have somebody. And I was like, too late. I'm here. What are you gonna do?
See me.
Yep. And then that's when they were just like, I guess we'll run an allergy panel. And I was like, how much does that cost? Like, well, without a referral. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. That's why, I know I'm allergic to things. I don't know exactly what I'm allergic to because I tried to run it by a doctor and then they got mad. So
It was so funny the other day when I had my video call with my primary doctor. She was like, "Yeah, you have a really high allergy." It's like, "Yeah, I'm allergic to my cat that I love and adore. I just want to bury my face in his fur, and then it's gonna kill me."
Yeah, looking at you.
She was like, "I don't know what your allergies to," and I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, "Oh well, yep, I know, yep." Keep telling me I'm allergic to my cat. I don't care. I love that furry little bastard.
Yeah, you could always get that somehow become not allergic after several weeks of shots or something.
What?
Whatever the thing is. I know that they have some sort of
So what I should have said was I'm allergic to my cat. Yeah. And I love him.
Yeah, you gotta stop lying to doctors. You just have to tell them everything and let them deal with it. I don't hold shit back from my doctor. That way they just have to go, fuck, and then they have to call me 2 days later after figuring it out. I also just like to go in with a list of things that I know they can't handle. Just to be like, here's everything I'm dealing with. None of it has to deal with the thing I came to you for. Have fun dealing with it because I have to, and I'm your patient.
That's funny.
Yep, it's fun. Because like they're so expensive, you have to fuck with them. That's what I think. Like doctors are too expensive in the U.S. not to just tell them everything and fucking make them do it. Because I'm not going to show my work. I'm not the one doing the work. It's not my job. That's why you get the free money from like insurance people or whatever. Like, I'm not going to see the fucking $2,400 it costs to make my blood go through a thing. I don't know. Fucking doctors. Let's see.
My mom was telling me after her MRI that out of pocket she had to pay $1,500.
Fuck.
And I'm over here freaking out. Like, shit, I'm going to have to get an MRI too. I need to know if I have MS. And then all of a sudden, I have in and out insurance. So I'm not going to have to pay more than a couple $100, if that. If that.
Yeah, like whatever your deductible is, and then they'll take care of the rest. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy with that one. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll
Fingers
see.
crossed.
I don't want to jinx it. Where's some wood?
Nah, we got you the good insurance too, so even if it's out of network, you're still covered up to a certain deductible amount.
That's
so no
true.
matter what, I'm pretty sure we put you on like a decent one, so you'll be covered no matter what.
Someone was asking me because they're just about to get full time, and they're like, "So how's the insurance on what's the deductible and what's this and what's that?" And I was like, "I've got a $20 copay unless it's a specialty, and then it's $40." Is that what you were asking? Because I don't know what you're asking. You want me to get you my boyfriend? I can have him answer your questions.
Terrible.
How did I survive?
Oh yeah. Speaking of things I have to solve, guys, it's tax season. It's time for tax tips with me. I saw this on TikTok the other day, and I was thinking about doing it because why not? There's a thing where you can, in order to write off all of your expenses for everything for the entire, like you can write off your house, all of the food you bought for the entire year and everything, if you set yourself up as the sole proprietorship of the business that is you. So if you for tax purposes say, yes, I am a business that is then contracted out to go do other things throughout the world. So here is my itemized things of all the food that I've bought and the residence and the length of time that I lived there. That's all itemized because I, as the business of me, need these write-offs that are for businesses, but I am a business, so here you go.
What?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Well, taxes
Because
are...
it's like, for me, I'm not a business.
Yes, you are. If you sign up as a sole proprietorship under the name of you as your personage, and so you as a person that has to go out and do work and things exist as the business contracted out to go do that work. And any engagements that you have, whether it be, drinks out talking the business of yourself to people.
I feel like this is fraud.
Yeah, but if Elon Musk doesn't have to pay taxes, fuck the IRS.
That's
true. Like, there's billionaires and you're going to make me pay taxes on groceries?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with this world?
That's true.
Like, there's dudes that can buy entire countries. I'm not going to keep paying for shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. I'm done doing this. I'm going to go burn down things that they enjoy. That's what fuck Applebee's. There you go. Fucking rich people always just trying to put their finger in your butt. Like, that's just the thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think about.
You're telling me you don't like fingers in your butt?
I'm fine with fingers that I want in my butt being there.
Oh, okay.
It's when tax season comes around and multiple fingers try to get in your butt and you have no idea what's going on back there, and then you're left with
Because you're
nothing.
blindfolded.
Yeah, you're blindfolded
and bent over,
and there's just
it's
an
like
entire
the opposite
government
of a glory hole.
Yeah, and there's just everyone's just rifling through there like it's an address book in the 90s. And I'm fucking done with that shit. I'm my own business, and if you rifle through my butt, I'm going to get my money for it.
Yeah.
Anyone who gets in there. So yeah, that's the world. So if you don't want to commit fraud, then it's not fraud, by the way. But if you don't want to go through that hassle, if you have literally any hobbies, you do not have to set up an LLC or anything to be considered a business for it. You know, you can write things off again as a sole proprietorship. That's a thing you can do. And then you can write off all your expenses for the business that you are running if you've sold literally anything. I mean, I guess I wouldn't do it for my bread, but I'll use that as an example. If I was baking bread and then selling it to people under the table for whatever amount, I could then write off the utensils that I used to make the bread. I could write off all of the flour and things. I could write off my travel if I went and dropped off that bread to people, which then also means because I used my vehicle for business purposes, I can write off a portion of my vehicle for taxes and any repairs that go into it. Which is exactly what I do. It's not fraud because I run the business of Sad Giants, which had 3 people as sole proprietorships as contractors that go under Sad Giants. And because we split all the profits of whatever there is each way, we also split all the expenses. So everyone can take a third of the expenses and write them off. And then I'm also a comedian. Anything that I do that has to deal with me driving to a location to do comedy, any meals that I eat talking about comedy with people, and anything that I did for comedy, including this podcast and all of the work that goes into it, I can write off on taxes because I'm a business. I'm just hemorrhaging money because this is a terrible business to be in, and it's COVID season. So if you do fucking anything that can be considered any kind of small business, just start calling yourself a sole proprietorship and writing off your expenses, because if the government comes after you for that shit, anyone at like TurboTax and H&R Block will be like, here's how to do it right, because fuck the government. Like, I know like those tax people like set up in Walmart or whatever might not be the best at it, but like if you find the right person and tell them exactly what you're trying to do, they can help you. If not, the website is set up super easy with a bunch of leading questions, like they're trying to get you to admit to a crime, but really what they're trying to do is get you to admit that you should get money too for all the dumb bullshit in the world.
You can do it for people and you're going to charge them, right?
No, I don't feel like being a tax consultant. That sounds, it's a terrible job. Having to be someone's accountant, God, I would love an accountant. But finding someone that I know has my best interests out for me better than me, that I would trust, there's not a person that I could hire. There's like literally nobody.
I know that I can write off all of my stuff to clean my pants, because we have to wear those special white pants, and washing white pants when you get grease and all sorts of yummy gummy grossness on them, they get real dirty real fast, and they have to be pristine and white all the time. So any and every like little bit that I buy, I can like write off. I know that the special shoes that I need for work that I have to pay for, I get to write off, but it's like I never keep those receipts for all my cleaning products.
And I feel like if we wanted to get in the weeds with it, we could also charge a portion of the water bill to them, considering we have to do this.
That's true.
We can write off any washer or dryer, either repairs or new ones, because you are forced to wash these things. And because of COVID, who knows what the laundromats are doing.
Yeah, good
And,
God.
Yeah, and so like...
When I lived in an apartment and had to wash my whites, oh my freaking God. At one point, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And I started taking them to someone to have them wash and fold and get all pretty and nice for me. Like, I was just so... At the time, I was also working 2 jobs and worked 15-hour days, 7 days a week. And I didn't have time to do my own laundry. But, I mean... Fuck laundromats.
Yo.
That's all I got to say.
I only went there a couple times when I lived in my shitty apartment, and like... I was like, man, I just don't want to fucking hang out here. Like, that's the worst part. Is having to hang out in there waiting in your shittiest clothes because you waited too long. Yeah. But anyway, that's been your tax tips, guys. Really, like, at the end of the day, if you think you might be able to get a tax write-off, Google it or just do it anyway. And if they never tell you you're wrong, like, odds are you're probably not going to get audited, especially if you're just claiming regular shit. If you're not getting like a $600,000 fucking like claim in a thing, the IRS isn't going to look at your shit, like as long as the shit that you have in there is reasonable and you can prove that it exists and you have it and there are receipts of a thing, there's a lot of gray areas that you're probably fine. I'm not saying commit tax fraud, but commit some light tax fraud for yourself because that's literally what rich people do because they have the time and energy to deal with that shit. And we deserve to steal all the money we want back from the government because they're never going to do anything for you. Literally never. They will never help you. The government is set up against you. You as a person, as an individual, do not matter to any government or business at all. Literally at all. If you died, no one would care other than the individual people that are around you. So, fuck them. Take your money back from the taxes. And also buy guns. Fucking buy guns. It's fucking dank. As soon as I get my hopefully around $3,000 to $4,000 tax return, because I'm a failing business, I'm buying so many guns.
You're not
everywhere.
spending all of your money.
I'm spending
guns.
all of it on multiple
We're putting
guns.
some of it in savings.
I'm gonna be triple. I'm gonna have 2 AR-15s in one arm
Dear God.
and like 2 AK-47s glued together, butt to head, in the other arm, and I'm just gonna walk around the middle school lot, daring the world to tell me not to.
I will tell you not to.
Okay. because you are not the government or a business entity, unless you decide to become a sole proprietorship of the business that is you, I will listen to your judgment.
You're gonna put
This
half
time.
of that in savings. We need money.
I don't
We
have
need
a
money.
savings.
We need money for us when
my
we
savings,
don't want to work anymore.
My savings is the streets.
Which is why I'm so concerned that you should not spend all of your tax money.
I'm gonna spend all of every money all the time.
You need to learn how to save your money.
God, if I saved my money, what would be left when I'm dead?
That's why you use it when you're retired. You just use it all up.
We're not gonna get to retire. This is no. You've seen the world, right?
Are you sure?
The people that get to retire got to retire 10 years ago, and no one's allowed to retire anymore.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like
I heard that someone at work retired. Someone did.
what were they, like 70?
No, they were in their late 40s, early 50s.
They have a spouse that's rich.
Okay, so one of them was at my store, right? And she only worked like 3 days a week. She wasn't even full time.
Yeah, there's definitely no
And
savings
then
you can
her
make from that.
husband was a store manager, and they both just retired. And they barely worked 20 years at In-N-Out.
Okay, but a store manager is pulling in like 6 figures, though, right?
Yeah.
Really easy.
They were smart with their money, and they were able to retire early, is what I'm getting at. We just need to be smart with our money.
We are none of those things.
I'm not smart. I'm not completely terrible. I just have little shopping binges, but I bounce back. I still have my savings, barely touched that. We're fine. It's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm bouncing back.
I'm never bouncing back.
We can do it.
We're just like you can retire
Stop
whenever.
Buying $60-something worth of shit lights, and we'll be able to save money.
It's okay. I'm going to return them eventually, and then the money will be right back into more light bulbs,
Okay.
like a light strip of some sort, or something else. Something
Nice
else
little
in
light
here.
right there. Nice long light right there. Eventually, we're going to need new vehicles. We're going to need a new house. And if we don't have any savings, we won't be able to do any of that.
Yeah, but
But what? Yeah, period. Yes,
Yeah,
Alicia, you're correct. We
just
do
not
need to
gonna-
save money so that we can have nice things.
no, but if I get nice things, then I don't need to have the money afterwards.
But you need the money
I
to
just
get
have
the
the
nice
nice
things.
thing.
You need the nice thing. You need the money to get the nice thing.
Yeah, I get the money, and then I spend it on nice things.
But if you don't have the money, you can't buy the nice things.
It's okay. I'll keep getting money. Money just like falls out of places and you just get it.
Yeah, okay. You got a money tree somewhere?
Yeah.
Where?
I'm not going to tell you.
Come on. What's yours is mine. Tell me.
Nope. Mm-mm.
That's fine. My own money.
I got a whole wishing tree.
Save it.
I got a whole wishing tree and I just
Save
don't,
the
I just like don't overwork him. We're just chill. He's
What?
like
Did you just tell me you have Oompa Loompas?
Yeah, I got hella Oompa Loompas.
You got Oompa Loompas somewhere? Are they hiding with the unicorn?
I've been heavy investing in Oompa Loompa futures. So,
That's why
you know, the graph is only ever going up. It's always in the green and orange. Orange and green, white overalls. Oompa Loompas. Invest now, quickly.
I used to always call my dad an Oompa Loompa, and it would piss him off so much. I'm like, but you're short, and you help make candy.
Now that's you.
I don't make. I guess I do make candy, and I am short. Damn. When did I become an Oompa Loompa?
It happens fast.
Oompa Loompa doopity-doo.
We should watch the really shitty Willy Wonka movie.
The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that one.
It's the worst.
It's so good.
So bad.
The
It's so
songs are
bad.
shitty, but they're so catchy.
And I don't understand why is all the Oompa Loompas all the same?
All one dude
It's
because
the same dude.
CGI was like just happening and they really
It
needed
hurt
to
me.
use it a bunch.
My brother and I were so excited for that movie to come out because we love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We watched it all the time. And then the new one came out and we were so excited and we watched it and we were like, what? Johnny Depp, why? Why did you do this to us?
It was so good. We're watching it again.
No.
It's so dope. And
No.
then fucking and then Saruman is his dad. Oh, it's so good.
Did you ever hear the theory that Charlie is actually
Frodo Baggins.
no
Oh.
George Weasley? He created a candy factory with all this crazy stuff, and he has a mirror in his place, and always says he's incomplete. It's because he's incomplete because he doesn't have his twin. You haven't heard that theory? He's a wizard.
Willy Wonka's a wizard?
He's a wizard.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Now I have to ruminate on that. But but
And the Oompa Loompas are from a magical place.
But why did he do the whole like candy factory giving away thing?
Because he was ready to retire. He was ready to die.
He can just make a Horcrux and keep on being candy person forever.
But he's not evil.
I don't know. He has a bunch of slaves making candy for him. That's kind of
I mean, okay. But he's giving them a future.
that's such an in and out response.
He's feeding them chocolate, which is what they crave.
Yeah, it's really good to just have a bunch of diabetic slaves stuck to you with how much they're dependent
Yeah.
on your sugar flow.
Yeah. They love him. They worship him. I mean,
That's the problem.
I mean, they don't worship him. They just love him.
Yeah, they worship, at least in the new one, they worship the cocoa bean.
That he harvested to death.
Chase after you with a trash can.
That cat doesn't listen.
Nah, he's terrible at listening. And he's fucking back already. Butters.
Ooh, where's the beauty stick? So during Christmas, I used up all the wrapping paper, and in the center was this little like roll that the wrapping paper goes around, and I just hold it up, and Butters goes flying. I don't even have to
terrified
hit
of it.
him with it, and it's not like if
a
you
paper
did
tube.
if you
Like
did
it's-
tap him with it, it's not like it's gonna hurt him.
Oh, I full force whack him in the butt with it.
I like jousted at him.
Yeah, he fucking deserves it. He's always trying to knock over his food bowl, even when there's food in it.
Because he's so fat, he needs more food. He goes, Papa, this food is ridiculous.
Butters, I'm gonna take your whole face. I'm gonna put
This
your
food
whole
is
face
not
in my
good enough
mouth.
for me.
I'm gonna do it.
I am a prince.
All right. Well, we should probably. I mean, I got to get back to work, and that sucks. But we got to eat food.
I never ordered food.
That's fine.
We're gonna die.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone in podcast
Bye.
land. That's enough.
Okay, bye-bye.